All righty, what is going on, ladies and gents? Welcome back to the channel for another market update. Hope everybody had a lovely day. And with that being said, let's dive into the TA. All right, guys, so we had a big gap down this morning. Everything was oversold. 4-hour RSIs were oversold. It's pretty much, the same across the board. You got Nvidia over here. I'm not so sure if we've seen all the downside yet. But the fact that we closed out with a bunch of green candlesticks today tells us, guys, we're probably not going to be selling all that much tomorrow. QQQ is probably going to go up and fill its gap. SPY the same. QQ almost filled its gap in the after hours here. All right. SPY the same as well. GOOG is up big in the after hours. Google over here. Apple is likely now starting its move up to 240. It's at 238 right now. We told you that was going to probably be starting up from this, this little base, this range we got going on. Not much to be bearish. I'll tell you right now, guys, Google. All right. 1, 2, 3. The next week after getting up here. Okay. You get here that week. The next week, if you take out that high, the next week after that, you put in the high. So that means, yes, continue pushing this week. This is a big weekly candle. But next week, we probably have a local high in for GOOG. That's something to be on the lookout for. But you know what? I just want to say, guys, this. You get prematurely bearish all you want. That's fine. But I can promise the crowd is going to keep getting it wrong. For years now, they scream the loudest right before they're about to be wrong. What happens? I get the tail end of that, the other end of the stick of that. People want to be rude. People want to be mean. When in reality, Henry Boy over here just tries helping people. People are stupid idiots. It's okay. It's okay. Let them be stupid. They don't know. They'll learn. They'll learn the market. The market will do its job over time, and it'll teach you. Okay. But this is the MAGS ETF, guys. This is the MAGS 7 stocks that are in here. Break and retest, all-time highs. This is what we point out in the weekly update coming into this week, which is why we said if we continue selling, that it's likely going to lead to a flat market. We're likely going to trade flat throughout the month of September. People want to act like your boy over here is a freaking perma bull. Reality, I call price action really well. I don't know how it's not seen. Regardless, it's okay. I know it's seen by most people. The fucking haters are genuinely just stupid people. It's fine. I understand. And if you are new to the channel, welcome to the channel. All right. I'm here 5 days a week. I'll give you what you need. All right. SPY QQ. I'll let you know about, where price action is heading. We're watching for if this, then that. What you're watching for your scenarios, your MAG 7 stocks. And I have trade ideas at the end of every single video in the short term just for you. All right. So if you are new here, hit the subscribe button. Feel free to leave a like. That's the only thing I ask for, guys. Feel free to leave a like. All right. It's the only thing there. It's all free. Just hey, help your boy reach the YouTube algorithm. There's that. All right. But thought I'd start the video off with this, just making it very clear that I promise people get it wrong. All right, constantly. And when you see things like this, all right, when you see this going on here, when you see the 4-hour RSI and everything oversold, when you see Nvidia coming down so quick down to the spot we typically see it start bouncing on the daily RSI. I still think we might have some more downside. I'm just going to be transparent there, but I don't think it's going to come yet on Nvidia. I feel like there's a chance that we see this crap. There's a chance. Now, I also told you in the weekly update, you're probably going to see this move down here towards the weekly 21 EMA. I think they're going to take out 164.58. I don't know if they take out 160. All right, test 160 down there. But the dip shall be bought. It's creating a massive trade opportunity for you. And you just have to, plug your ears, stop listening to the noise you see on social media, and use your eyeballs there and connect them to your brain and, do a little thinking. This thing is going a lot higher. These things are going to lead the market a lot higher. Meta, all right? I pointed out in the weekly update there, we're probably going to get a flat month here. And if we get trade flat, we get one of these guys, we're probably going to start the move up the following month. All right. Or we move down. Okay. And then you're probably going to have a tradable bottom at some point over here. But Point is, flat month. That's what we're expecting. We're not expecting it to be trading down because we don't think you're going to take out the weekly 21. We think the most probable scenario is over here on Meta, you get this. All right, so I'm telling you, don't get too excited right now with the market bouncing back like that, because in the weekly update, we literally talked about it. Hey, you know, it makes the most sense that we're going to do a whole bunch of this crap. Okay? Do you think that makes any one side really happy? No, it makes the person who's adapting to it and trading the range happy. Okay, so I'm just telling you, don't get all that excited. But I will also tell you, don't be looking for the market to fall off a cliff here. We just had a big correction. We just had a big correction, made our way back up to all-time highs. We had this guy over here, okay, and we made our way up to all-time highs, marginal new highs there. And what happens? You have this freaking, you know, new correction there. And oh, we have another one, okay? Clear as day, okay? The market doesn't know which way to go right now. Don't try and guess it, okay? Don't try and guess it. SPY, guys, on the upside, we're watching the 643.14 gap. Above there, we have 644.11, 646.19, 647.84, and 649.48. On the downside, we have 641.57, 639.66, 637.25, and today's low at 634.92, guys. Almost up 10 points from today's low. 7 points. That is SPY. Coming over here to QQQ, guys. The fact that we closed out like this means we're probably not going to violate this low for the time being. But I'll tell you, until proven otherwise, expect rejection right over here around the 21 EMA. But I'm also going to tell you, SPY held the daily 21 EMA today, just like it did over here. Which one are we going to go with? Is it going to be SPY? Is it going to be QQ? The fact that you held this over here makes me think you're not just going to take it out right now. And I think things are set up in a really directional manner right now. And I'm going to go over that in this video, okay? Yeah, upside 568.54. That's your gap over here on QQQ. Right above, guys, expect rejection 570. That's where you broke down from, okay? It's really, I know you got the gap right here, but it's right over here 568.80. That's the level you broke down from. Expect rejection 568.80 up to 570. I'd say if you can clear 571, that's when it's looking good for the bulls. That's when you're getting back above the 21 EMA. And above there, we have 572.46, 575.03, 577.77. Now, IWM is looking good over here. DIA has the same going on, but I am going to point out, guys, nothing but puts came in today. There's absolutely nothing but puts that came in today over here. SPY, guys, all the big orders are puts. These are all swept at the ask or above the ask. That's what we're talking, out the money over here. All right, and guess what? SPY all puts. Okay, guess what? IWM all puts. Okay, guess what? QQQ, can we find that all puts? Now, I understand the bears are wrong in the after hours. You're seeing this gap up, but I'm just, just going to be transparent. That is what's coming in behind the scenes today. It is a wave of red, and that is that. But, I'm just going to tell you guys, everything does look crazy bullish right now, and I think these people are going to get it wrong. I'm just telling you that is what's going on behind the scenes. Okay, but yeah, IWM, DIA over here, guys, they're looking phenomenal. You got a break and retest going on. DIA over here off previous all-time highs, 451.55, and then on the upside, guys, we're talking 457.87. You break all-time highs there. I think we're on our way to 465 in the short term. That's DIA. But yeah, today tested 21 and previous all-time high retest. It's looking really freaking pretty over here at DIA. IWM, guys, you hit it also with the break and retest today off 231.46. All right, today's low was 231.47. Guys, if you cannot get these reactions, if you don't see these reactions happening off of the levels you have in your chart, if you don't know how to find these, nice reaction spots there, I got you. Steal my levels. Okay, over time, it's going to click. It's going to make sense. But for the time being, guys, I'm here 5 days a week. You can easily just steal these levels that we go over every single video into the next day. So you are prepared, and then you can trade off said levels. Okay, there you go. If you want to just come trade with me, I'm also live every single day, and I trade all of the stuff that we talk about in these videos. Okay, so if you want that link is down below. All right, but yeah, guys, that's the indices. Things aren't looking bad at all. DA is looking crazy bullish. IWM ain't looking bad. SPY and QQ, we know we're looking for upside into tomorrow. We know we're already gapping up though, so that's pretty obvious. But hey, before we got that news on Google and Apple, all right, I was already going to say we were going to be gapping up, probably filling the gap down. Okay, 643.14 here on SPY. QQQ over here, 568. 568.54. Okay, but yeah, you're looking for rejection until proven otherwise over here on SPY and QQQ. VIX, guys, rejected this upper trend line here today. That is something that took place today. That is this little channel. You just literally take this guy over here. Okay, you want to see how I got that? You take this guy down here, and what are you going to do? You're going to bring that guy up there, and all of a sudden you have a channel, okay? You rejected that upper trend line today of that parallel descending channel there. Now, I'm just going to say, guys, I'm not sure which way this is going to go. Okay. I'm not sure. You rejected the 21 EMA. It's either going to be like these times we rejected it, or we start getting all the way up here and you have a larger VIX spike on your hands. And there's that. I don't think we're going to have this massive VIX spike on our hands. I really don't. I think, we're already seeing these bullish reactions go on right now. I think we have the MAGS ETF looking really freaking pretty right now. And yeah, I don't think we're going to go like this. But if VIX is going to, spike, then we probably will move like this. I just don't think it's probable. So keep this stuff in mind. That's all I'm getting at. I'm leaning towards VIX is going to continue crushing from here. That's what I'm leaning towards. But I could be wrong and anything's possible. There's that. Okay. I just deal with the probabilities. And yeah, there's that, guys. There's that. The flat market, guys. You move down. Guess what? Downside's probably limited because we're probably going to have this flat market for the time being. That's what we talked about in the weekly update. Okay. But yeah, nobody said a correction couldn't come, guys. You just got a big, nasty, fat gap down over the weekend. I'm just looking back, and yeah, most of these things, if we are even just going to continue selling, we probably do get a decent bounce the next day. Okay. So that was what I was looking at. But yeah, all right. That's what we got on the indices. We'll just come over here in Nvidia, guys. We did bounce today. We closed out with the green candlestick. Just, we got this lonely baby candlestick over here going on. The abandoned baby, we should call it. And yeah, if we can gap up, yeah, we have an island reversal going on there. We'll see what happens tomorrow. I think we'll probably gap up. But yeah, I think there is a chance we get this action over here, guys, or we will, start creeping a little bit lower over here, and we're going to test 164.58. I just think this spot on the daily RSI 37 is going to be tested. It was tested earlier, but this is all on a closing basis here, and the vast majority of the time, it gets down here, it will test it. Okay. And sometimes it goes a little bit lower. So I have to assume we probably are going to be coming a little bit lower, or at least grinding, down here. So this thing could fall a little bit. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, 4-hour RSI bounced off oversold territory, but I won't say it's not looking like SPY and QQ right now. It's just not showing the most strength. So that's what I'm thinking over here on the video, guys. You're watching 174.25 on a bounce for rejection. And then the next spot is going to be 177 at the daily 21. Tesla. Straight weakness today, guys. All right. Market wants to have this big move back up. Okay. What happens over your Tesla? Absolutely nothing. You close flat on the day from where you opened. Okay. Just about. You barely moved. It's weakness. I am still under the impression that even if you do catch a bid this week, which I don't think you are, even if you do, I think, yeah, you're not going to be taking out last week's high. And then the following week is what really can start the fire, okay? We need to take out 367.71. I promise, guys, you're not missing a big move if you're FOMOing into this range right here. I understand, okay? I do get it, but, at the end of the day, once this thing starts breaking, this thing goes like this. You can easily just catch that move up to 450 plus. Don't be a greedy little pig right now. You don't have to get everything on the move, okay? Because in reality, maybe you don't catch everything. That's the risk you're taking on here. You might as well just wait for the thing to start moving and wait for the ball to start moving. There's Tesla, okay? I still think we're probably, just look back on what happens most of the time you get these. You do get a bounce to start off the week on pretty much all of these. Okay, pretty much that one you faded, okay? But on most of these, you do bounce, but then it gets sold. All right, you bounce, then it gets sold. Right over here, you start trekking back up. And guess what? You didn't even take out the week's high. And then when you did take out the week's high the following week, you still barely moved. So yeah, I don't think we have this crazy impulsive move starting up right now. I think a bunch of people are going to continue FOMOing here until it actually starts. And hey, I'm not going to be part of those, and you shouldn't be part of that crowd there, okay? That's Tesla. Google, big move up in the after hours over here. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. They settled the business, huh? They got it all settled up for now. It's not done with, but it's been pushed back, if I'm understanding correctly. Google over here, guys. big up, guys. But yeah, if we continue pushing, next week I'm expecting a top. I'll just literally leave it at that. Next week I'm expecting a top. The last, few times the weekly RSI has gotten into overbought territory. This is here. All right. Last time we got the weekly close where we did last week, right at 70. Following week, you went up higher here. You went up higher here. The following week, you put in the top. So, hey, I'm going to expect the pullback to start up the following week. Doesn't mean you should be getting in front of this thing. This thing is a monster for the time being. But yes, it will cool off against all odds. Yes, it will. That's Google. Amazon, I've been pretty vocal about this. I think it makes no sense for a price to come and take out this low here. I think it makes sense for us to just stay trading flat for the time being. And then eventually we push up and we take out 234. We get to 236.5. And then we push new all-time highs, 240, 252. You don't got to complicate it. That's it. That's it. All right. That's it. Meta. All right. I'm thinking you do catch a bid over here, but I'm still leaning towards this kind of action. And then you push up October, November. That's what I'm thinking on Meta. But, if you're a day trader, I got you right here as well. Okay. On the upside, you're watching 740.91. Above there, you're going to watch 747.94. 753.05, 758.41. On the downside, you're watching 731. And then today's low is 721.73. But you guys, why the heck are you trading this thing? Don't trade it. Look at all this back and forth. Don't trade it. Microsoft, you're starting to catch a bid down here. You got a triple bullish divergence going on with the sell this morning. And you are looking like you're selling while the rest of the market is pumping there. The Mag 7 stocks off that Google Apple news. I wouldn't be touching this thing until it can really turn this thing around. I think you might as well just wait for the cloud to flip back to green over here. If you don't know what indicator this is and you're one of the people who keeps asking about in the comments, I do show you guys in, every week I show you guys. So if you just watch the videos, you would actually know. But yeah, it's right over here. It is going here. I'll show you what it looks like right there. It's EMA trend, right? It's not EMA trend. It's EMA cloud 150/250. Okay. And then here are going to be the settings. All right. Think fast over here, guys. Make this 100% opacity. Make that red. Make this clear. Make this white. Okay. Make that 100% opacity. Inputs 5, 9, 21. Pause the video if you need it. There you go. That's all you need. And you'll have this indicator script right here. Okay. There you go. I would say just literally wait for price to reclaim the 21 EMA. That's going to be, reclaiming 510. That's what you need over here on Microsoft. Apple, guys, big move up in the after hours. We're at 237 right now. We were just at 239, I believe. Oh, yeah, 239.5. Big gap up, guys. It's probably going to continue. I don't think it's going to be a gap and fade. It can, but yeah, it's unlikely, honestly. This thing has this nice, we talked about in the week update, 3-week range going on, 3.5 week range here. It's very likely going to be doing what it did like somewhere, over here, something like right over here. If it's having this first initial move back up, weekly cloud is flipping back to green. All right. And then you base out. Yeah, guys, that's a bullish base going on. You're going to be breaking up for me. You just got to give it time. And guess what? Okay. We knew the charts were setting up in a certain way. And oh, yeah, you got that move back up. Okay. Above 237.23, guys. 250 incoming. That's really, you guys can see what I'm saying. There's not much in between there. So that's that. But hey, here you go. Here's some levels in between there if you want. On the upside, 237.23, 241.37, 244.03, 250. AVGO, guys, we have earnings Thursday after the bell. You had a big bid today, so I just thought I'd throw it in there. You caught a big bid. This is probably going to be pushing back up the highs with how it's set up. I think AVGO is going to have a bullish earnings reaction here. I think that's the most probable scenario. This thing looks coiled up to the gills here. I would be really surprised to see this knife down. If it does get knifed down, I think it's going to be a while until it actually gets bought up, just like it did over here when this thing was moving down off earnings. Okay, guess what? It took like 2 months. Now, that being said, that was off of, when the market was doing that as well. There's that. But yeah, I'm definitely going to be leaning towards a bullish earnings reaction. Right over here, you knife down here, and the following week you got bought up. I don't think that dip would hold long. Okay, I think we would probably see this action right here into the 21 and then get bought up. This is going to be a previous all-time high retest, even if we don't hold here and come a little lower. But yeah, definitely want to keep on your radar over here. Now, Jumping into my trade ideas, guys. Oh, we do have one with earnings over here that looks ready to freaking rip, okay? AEO, American Eagle Outfitters, guys. This thing looks ready to explode out of this base here. All right, 1306, that's the top of the base. All right, you've been basing out above slash, you know, right on the top of that for the last month. It looks like this thing wants to get moving and grooving here. We have earnings. We know this thing has had a, you know, this company here, a lot of, you know, by that I mean 2 to 3 bullish surprise catalysts come out over the last few months here. A few months here, okay? Last like month and a half. Regardless, I think that is going to lead towards a, you know, they're probably going to have some good things to talk about. And I don't think the company is going to be doing all that bad if they are, you know, hiring some of the top people there to do these ads for them. I don't know, you know, it's just a big deal what's going on, you know, with over here. So yeah, I think we're probably going to see a positive earnings reaction here. I want to point out in the past, once we see the weekly cloud, which is literally just the 21 EMA, the 5 EMA crossing back above the 21, that's literally all that is. As well as there's the 9 EMA somewhere in this transaction they got going on there in the indicator. Regardless, I do want to point out in the past, once this thing flips green, guess what? It starts a trending move. The vast majority of the time, it starts a big trending move. I think this is probably going to be the case. You have this little base going on. You have flipped to green. You're now basing out above the weekly 21, right at the top of the base. This thing looks like it can explode. It's certainly one to keep on your radar. AEO, I like the 14C and 15C for this week. And I mean, you have more dated calls there. Regardless, I think the stock is going up. Trade it how you want. All right. Top watch, Rocky Lab, guys. We told you. You see weakness in the market. This is the stock to focus on. I'm personally, this is my ticker right here that I'm solely going to be focused on this month. Yes, I'm going to be trading other tickers there, but you know, this is the only one I'm really focused on with size. This is the only one that I think I'm going to pull, you know, 300 to 400, 200% gainers out over here. In a relatively, in a really clean manner over here. And today was just the beginning. Just the beginning, okay? We got one of those bad boys today. But yeah, you know, regardless, guys, I think Rocket Lab's going to actually be doing some rocket kind of things here and, you know, hitting it with the jets, okay? It looks really clean over here on the weekly. You pulled back. You have a massive base going on over here. You started breaking out of that, and now you are, you know, basing out on the top of that trend line right there, the upper trend line of that bull flag. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days of consolidation, guys. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then on the 6th, you start moving up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th, you started with a big move up. All right, so I'm just pointing out consolidation eventually comes to an end. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, and then on the 5th day you started going up. I think we're about to start breaking up. That's what I'm pointing out here, clear as day. Rocky Lab is looking like a beauty. Dips are buying opportunities. All-time highs 53.44, potentially coming this week. Maybe we start that move tomorrow, and if we do start with the impulsive moves, I imagine we are going to get another 2 to 3 sessions worth of them. And if today was, day one of that, and you get a big move tomorrow, then the next day after that, expect another big move. That's Rocket Lab. MU, guys, I like it off of 114.80 over here. I like what it's doing. Weekly chart looks real clean. That's the top of this weekly base over here. It's looking really pretty over here. And if you can get back above 120.70, which I assume you're going to have a green session tomorrow with how you closed out the day. We'll see. If not, a little bit concerning. You're just going to have to wait a little bit over here on this name. But yeah, if you get back above 120.70, I think it's only a matter of time until you break above 124.24 in the short term. Above there, 130 plus comes, and that's a big breakout. That brings you 140 plus. MU, certainly a name to keep your eyes on for the time being. Open. This, I know it's a meme stock, but at the same time, this is definitely one of the cleanest setups I'm going to point out right now as of today. I'm pointing out AEO looks really freaking clean. This is cleaner than open over here, but I just know open can move, and this is very likely, this is basing out at the top over here, okay, at where it rejected last time. It's getting ready for an explosive move out of this base. That looks like what's going on here. And, I could be wrong on that, but yeah, definitely one to keep your eyes on right now. If you can get above 541, I think we do take out 587, and then 639 at least I think is going to trade, if not $7 to $8 in the short term. This looks like it's about to have one of these big moves. All right. And if it doesn't happen tomorrow, still keep it on your radar over the coming sessions into the end of week. this looks like, yeah, this weekly candle just might do some crazy shit and we might get up to $8. We'll see what happens here on open. TM, guys. Bada bing, bada boom. Tested the 21 EMA. This is a previous breakout level right there, 71.97. Nice reactions, guys. Like I said, just steal my freaking levels, okay? They're good levels. On the upside, guys, you did get above $77. It's a good first step. Now above $78.99, we're talking $81.73. You get above $81.73, you're going to take out $85.28 this week, and I think you go 90 plus. But just to play safe for your boy over here, I'm going to say 85 to 87 incoming this week. If you could take out $81.73, what does that tell you, guys? That tells you, hey, all right, I'm going to be trading weeklies on this name over here. / calls for next Friday. We will see. But yeah, if I get the break above 81.73, if we get back up here, I think we just take out 85.28 this week. And at least, even if it's going to be a false breakout like over here, I do think we're looking at least like, 2-3 points above. That's 87.88. So yeah, 85 to 87 I think is incoming, as long as we could get back above 81.73. But I'm just going to say, spoiler alert over here, it's likely going to be making that move. But I'm just telling you, that's my game plan on trading it. I got a lot of tickers that are moving right now. I might as well. I want to be in and out on this name. I don't want to sit here watching it. You could play it for the larger swing here. You can. I'm pointing out the setup to you. It's up to you on how you want to trade it. That's just how I'm going about it. Okay. But that's a potential multi-bagger. Maybe it starts tomorrow. Maybe it starts the session after, and Thursday there into Friday. We'll see about it. APP. All right. We told you this is one to focus on. This is one with strength right now. This is one that it's clear as day. It's going up to all-time highs, guys. And yeah, you got the gap down. I told you guys that I personally got out of this name. Newsflash, I didn't get back in today. I'm salty about it. It moved up so quick. It's okay. But I told you guys last week that in the weekly update that I hopped out of these guys, the 919s calls there. Why? Because, typically every single week here, you get either a pullback, a lower wick to start the week off before moving up, or you'll just gap down. Well, we got the best of both worlds coming into this week. Market just looked god awful. So yeah, I didn't buy at the bottom there. I wish I did. But I do think this thing is going to have a breakout above 488.70 in the short term here. And I think we see probably 510. Pretty quick happen there. I'd say 500 to 510 just to cover my butt. But yeah, I'm talking right there, right then there, maybe same day type shit right there. Pardon my French, but that's what I'm thinking. Above 488.70, we're talking 500, 510, 525.15, then I think 550 coming. Yeah, I think calls can definitely pay over here, and I think without a doubt this weekly candle's taking out 488.70 and it's going to expand. And at least you're looking for this. Okay, that's $15 above previous week's high. That brings you to 505. Oh, it's right in between 500 and 510. Oh, there we go. That's where we got the number from. There you go. All right, that's APP. But yeah, I think all-time high is coming. It's looking real freaking schmexy over there. Not Donkey Kong. You know what? Since I gave it away. Donkey Kong, D-King over here. It's looking real clean. I think I told you guys, I told the Discord, if we start dancing around this breakout area here like we did over here, that's when I want to get involved. I'm thinking that's what it's doing right now. I think it's literally doing, I remember seeing this over here, and yeah, it looks like it's doing it. It started the week off with a gap down, got an aggressive buy, and now if it does take out 48.67, yeah, I do think 50 is going to come. I think we might get 51, 52 in the short term there. But yeah, definitely want to keep on your radar. I pointed out, guys, that how these videos work, guys, how, I position these things, okay? My organization here at the end of these trade ideas at the end of the video. I put the best ones first, all right? So Rocket Lab, AEO, MU, Open, TM, APP. Those are my favorites, okay? And now I'm just going to point out, these are things that are, they look like they're going to freaking rip, okay? But I'm going to say those are the ones that I love those first ones I pointed out. Those are the ones I'm going to be trading here. If we have a bunch of hot setups right now, you don't have to trade them all. That's what I'm getting at. But I will gladly give it to you guys, and you guys can, you guys can trade whichever ones you, find appealing. All right. But yeah, D King above 48.67. I'm talking 50 plus, and then 51, 52 in the short term. It looks really clean here on the weekly time frame. Looks like it's getting ready for a big impulsive move here one of these weeks. Probably going to be this week or next. Sound. All right. Sound over here also looks like it's good for a move back up 15 plus here above 1356. We're talking 15 plus. Above 1535, we're talking 1708, and then we have 20 plus. I think sound's going to be pushing back up, honestly. I know it sounds crazy, but ultimately, yeah, you know, what this move showed me over here is that this thing really does want to get back up to the highs. And yeah, you know, this thing definitely has showed that it can move in the past. It's continuously finding buyers. I know it's pretty aggressive here, but it is continuously holding where it needs to be. And the weekly chart looks absolutely phenomenal there. I imagine this thing is probably going to start moving and grooving back to 15 plus in the short term, maybe this week. I told you guys I was getting sick. I knew it. Yeah, I'm a little congested. Sorry if my voice sounds a little off, but there's that. Regardless, sound beautiful. Oxy over here, guys. This is a name that I was pointing out. Probably going to pull back to the daily 9 EMA. It did not pull back to the daily 9 EMA, but did hit it with the break and retest off 47.33, and you caught a bid today. Just a name that I think is going to keep moving, but not a name I'm going to be trading. It's just going to be a steady grind over here. I'm personally waiting on this. If I see this pull back into the 9 and the 21, that's when I want to get involved. We have not gotten that yet, and I have a feeling we're going to see that, something like that, and that's just a better entry just waiting to happen if we just, you know, exercise patience there. There you go. All right, break and retest off 24.77 today, guys. Now it has broken up above 27.40 in the after hours there. Next stop, probably tomorrow, 29.28. That's what I'm thinking, guys. This thing looks like it wants to get up here, and I think it's getting ready for a larger move. That's the thing here, too. And no, it does not need to move off Bitcoin because guess what? Names like HUT, names like IREN, names like Cypher, they have not given a single damn about Bitcoin this whole time. All right. You know what names have cared about Bitcoin the whole entire time? Coinbase, MSTR over here. Mara, a little bit less, but you know, yeah, Mara. Okay. Oh, Riot. Yeah, add it. I take it off the list. I take it back. I didn't do my DD on Riot. I just thought it would be one of those names. Regardless, okay, I'm giving you guys the names of strength to focus on. Riot does not look bad, but if you really want the strength right now, IREN, Cypher, HUT. HUT is the one that I think it's probably going to get a Cypher and IREN type of move there, where it's not too long down the line where you get a nice, you know, 20% there. So 10 to 20% day. And I do think in the short term we could get 29.28, and that would be 10% move tomorrow. So that's something that could pay for you in the short term. It's moving, and that's likely where it's heading. This 4-hour flat top setup looks absolutely beautiful. Break and retest. Look, it's just beautiful. And yeah, let the stair steps continue. That's hot. All right. I already talked about Cypher, but yeah, Cypher's looking good, guys. I did point this out in the weekly update that I think this looks very similar to IREN. Back here, all right, so when IREN was just breaking out above this base here, you consolidated for like 6 to 8 weeks here, guys, okay, almost 2 months, and then you start pushing up. But initially, you had this 16% move, and then a few weeks later you had that, but we're talking this right here, 16.5% move up. Cypher's going to move like that, then we're talking... yeah, it would be coming back up to $9. We talked about $9 in the weekly update, okay? It's probably heading there in the short term now that it made today's move, okay? So it had almost a 20% move at the highs there, all right, off the low. I think it's going to take out 871. I think it's going 9 plus, and then we're going to focus on it for the pullback. It could just keep taking off, honestly. This looks like a big base in itself that's, you know, getting ready to really move. We'll see what happens, but yeah, that's Cypher, definitely one that we're going to keep on watch there, okay? BABA, guys, this is one with strength right now. We said this is very likely going to just continue. It's once the party starts over here on BABA, it likes to continue. I'm still thinking we're going to continue, you know, even if it is going to be one of these smaller weeks here. This is still 6.5% above last week's high. We're nowhere close to that, and that means we're going 145 plus this week, and that's at a minimum. That's what I'm thinking. So yeah, that's BABA. Trade it how you see fit, but you know, I'm just gonna tell you, pullbacks to the 4-hour 9 EMA in the past have been bought on these runs. That is personally how I plan on getting involved in this, and you know, continuously will take my stabs at it when I see it. But yeah, I do think this move is going to last for a little bit. There's a chance it lasts, you know, not only this week but next week too. But yeah, you know, we have 3 more sessions in the week. We probably will at some point see a reversion to the mean, and that's when I think it'll get bought. That's BABA. But yeah, bigger move is loading. Look at how the monthly candle formed last month. Look at this. It's clearly targeting up here. It's going to get up there. Maybe this month. Probably this month. UNH, guys, I talked about this in the weekly update. Doesn't look bad at all. But I think it's going to take some more time building something out here. Typically, when we get these long lower wicks here and the small body, we'll pull back into that, previous candle's lower wick. I think that's what we have here. Okay, so there's that. If Rocket Lab's going to be moving, guys, which I think is, let's just moment of silence here. Look at this beautiful chart. Okay, who's calling? Who's calling? That's okay. That's okay. Look at this beautiful chart here, guys. Bullish engulfing candlestick on the day. Break and retest off trend line. Break and retest off 47.72. This looks so phenomenal. It's ridiculous. I'm telling you, please focus on this in the short term. If the market shows strength, guys, and it pops right back up, this is going to be at all-time highs this week. This is going to 60 bucks after all-time highs. This is going to have that move. We're going to have 3 to 4 attempts here at entries. Okay, so just realize when you're entering over here, you're going to get this pop. You're going to sell on the pop, because I promise you're going to get these opportunities here where you pull back to the 9 EMA. 1, 2, 3, 4. That was on the last move. And no, it's not including over here where you had 1, 2. No, it's not. But I am pointing out those are probably going to be the case here. That's typically what happens. And yeah, that's how you milk this bad boy. Or if you're an option trader, you go with something like 919 calls, because you're probably starting this move up here and you're going to be taking profits 55 into 60 bucks. Maybe it goes a little bit further. I think it probably will go further, but 55, 60 bucks. Hey, if you're buying down here, that's a phenomenal target. Okay. You nailed the bulk of the move there. I don't think it's going to go much further past 60 on this run. I could be wrong, go 70 bucks, but you got your piece of the pie. That's what I'm getting at. Don't be a greedy pig there. I could tell you from experience, being a greedy pig, it doesn't pay and it doesn't feel good. Okay, so don't do it. That's something over time you're going to hammer into your head that, hey, this is a bad thing to do, and that's how that works. Okay, so Rocket Lab, you see that move, you take your profits, because chances are you will pull back and consolidate at points, and there's that. So you play with shorter dated contracts and, keep taking your piece of the pie there and getting back in. Or you just hold on to 919 or 1017 calls there and you're targeting 55, 60 bucks and you take your 200, 300%. The choice is here on how you want to trade it. I'll just give you the game plans though, okay? ASTS, if Rocket Lab is going, guys, I got my alert for 53.20. I'm going to be trading this thing once it starts going. I know Rocket Lab's going to be going, but hey, this is something that is probably going to follow very closely there. And if it starts breaking up, go straight back to highs. We're going to have these few days here at slash. If it wants to start a larger move up, a lot of these green days, okay? But we're going to be looking for these vertical moves over here on ASTS to start up if we could get above 53.20. And I think if 60.95 is taken out, which I think if we take out 53.20, I think we're coming up to 60.95. If that takes out, all right, I'm looking probably 65 in the short term. All right, so there's that. That's loading. All right, guys, that's what I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, just please remember to leave a like, guys. That's all I ask for. That's really it, guys. That's really it. But yeah, top watch over here. I gave you a bunch of hot names today, just to sum it all up. Here's what we're really focused on right now in this market. Okay, here's the best setups right now that Henry Boy got for you. Rocket Lab. AEO, it just has earnings. That's the only caveat here. It's fine. Okay, just realize that if you're trading it, there's that. But as far as setups go, holy sweet baby Jesus, this is going to blow its top off. AEO, MU, doesn't look bad over here. Open, TEM, APP. Those are my top watches right now. Those are what I'm pretty much going to say almost guaranteed are going to be getting these, respective moves that we just talked about. All right, Open, APP, Rocket Lab. Those are the no-brainers that they're going to get the moves. Okay, AEO, I think it might get, 15, 16 in the short term over the next 2 sessions. Maybe if it does crazier things, then it goes higher. But, I'm not going to be expecting much more than that, 15, 16 bucks in the short term. But where this really comes into play is after this week. Can we get the pullback? Can we get this? And it sets up for this, okay? Because once these moves start, guys, they get going, all right? They will do these stair steps, but we're watching for them. Okay, that's what I'm getting at. Once this thing breaks out of the base, we're gonna watch for this pullback. So gonna be buying opportunities on this name. I really like the setup. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Please remember to leave a like if you want to come trade with me. I'm live every day. That link is down below. And with that being said, ladies and gents, I hope y'all killing this market, and I will catch y'all in the next one. Peace.